Hey guys, Triple B here. Today we're going to be revisiting one of my favorite pet decks, and it's none other than Pokemon's best boy, Arcanine V. Its attack Rock Bullet is going to do a base damage of 90 and then scales up by 30 more damage for every fighting energy attached to it. Getting energy onto it's pretty easy too, since its irresistible force ability allows it to just pull energy from your other Pokemon right onto it. Specifically the fighting ones. To get those fighting energy into play though, we did get a nice buff for the deck in Bloodmoon Ursaluna from the new set Shrouded Fable. Its ability Battle Hardened is going to sound a little bit familiar, as when you put this Pokemon from your hand into play, you can attach 2 basic fighting energy right onto it. So it's kind of filling that same role that Galarian Zapdos used to do when it was in rotation. That card's obviously gone now and was pretty handy since it had free retreat, but now we get the same effect off Bloodmoon Ursaluna, who can also be a solid attacker, as just attaching 1 more energy onto it, you can use Mad Bite that does a base damage of 100 and then 30 more damage for each damage counter on your opponent's active Pokemon. So maybe Arcanine softens something up, or if you just have the time to kind of double tap something with Bloodmoon Ursaluna, you can be in a pretty good spot. Something also to keep in mind is, since Ironthorns did win the Pokemon TCG World Championships, and Arcanine's a very ability dependent Pokemon, needing to pull that energy from Ursaluna or another guy to get online, we do have a way to just use Ursaluna to deal with Ironthorns. They have 230 HP, which is slightly outside of our range. 100's only going to double to 200, you're not going to be able to one-shot them. But we do have Grant in the deck, which lets you just play it, and your fighting Pokemon are going to do 30 more damage during this turn. So all of a sudden Ursaluna is doing 130, doubles to 260, you're getting the one shot into them. The other nice thing about Grant is when it's in your discard pile, you can discard 2 cards from your hand to get Grant back, to be able to just kind of recur it, which is also going to combo very nicely with Sandy Shock's EX. So Sandy Shock's wants fighting energy in the discard pile so that its ability Magnetic Absorption can trigger. It can get a fighting energy from your discard pile and pop it right onto this Pokemon. There is another catch though, as your opponent has to have 4 or fewer prizes remaining, so you can't immediately do this. It's not like you can just bench Sandy Shocks, discard energy, get them onto it. You gotta be a little bit behind in the game, but there is another way we can get energy on it from the discard pile, being Professor Sada's Vitality, allowing you to choose 2 of your ancient Pokemon in play, which is going to be 2 Sandy Shocks, and you can get a basic energy card for each of those from the discard pile, and then draw 3 cards. So the game plan is basically going to be, you bench Bloodmoon Ursaluna with 2 fighting energy in your hand, they're on there all of a sudden, then you're going to go 2 energy with Professor Sada from the discard pile onto your Sandy Shocks, that gets you to 4, 1 more for turn, that's 5 energy in play, you pull all of those onto Arcanine, and that's going to be what, 150 plus 90 is 240. What has 240 health right now? Raging Bolt EX. You can one-shot that turn 2 if you get everything together. Also, Ogerpon, 210, you can take that out. Ironthorns, you're dealing with them. Obviously, the ability is going to be shut off, so you're going for the Ursaluna for those ones. But other basic dependent decks that are trying to get online, Regidrago V, before they even get evolved, you can be taking them out. It has some very aggressive potential. Some considerations for the deck were leading a bit more into the turbo side, including things like Trekking Shoes and Pokestops. Unfortunately, didn't try them out in today's build as we're a little bit tight on space. There is some familiar staples in here though, having Radiant Greninja to discard an energy and draw 2. You want energy in the discard for your Sandy Shocks and your Sadas, so it's a great one to have in here, as well as Squawkabilly to EX, just letting you discard your hand and draw until you have 6. You really want to pop off with this deck and get everything turn 1, so if you go second, you have Squawkabilly for draw power, you have Sada that's a little bit of draw power but not a lot. It's just a way that you can be able to get cards, get them into the discard pile, get into Sada, get them onto your Sandy Shocks, and, well, get going. The rest of the deck, though, we've got Professor's Research, solid draw support, 1 copy of Iono just to kind of help out with a bit of disruption and extra draw power. You could easily swap this out with something like Roxanne though if you'd prefer, 2 copies of Boss's Orders for Gust, and then 2 copies of Penny. Since we are running only basic Pokemon, this can pick up anything. So you got that Squawkabilly in play. You don't want it in play, you can Penny it, get it off your bench. Or you want to be able to reuse Bloodmoon Ursaluna to get 2 more energy from your hand into play and then pull them onto Arcanine. You could do that with Penny. Maybe your Arcanine's tanked a hit, Penny can just pick it up. You have 2 of these in play is ideally the game plan in that situation though. So Arcanine tanks a hit, you have another one on your bench, it pulls all the energy off the damaged Arcanine, then you Penny up the damaged one, put the one with the energy into the active, and re-bench the other one fresh. We do have ways to obviously buff this up so that it can be tanking those hits. It's a basic Pokemon, so we have Bravery Charm, bringing it up to 280 HP, and it's a fighting Pokemon, so we have Lake Acuity, making it take 20 less damage from attacks, effectively getting you up to 300 health. Not too shabby. Also, since it's a V, you can be using 4 Sealstone on it, just letting you get into any card in your deck, which is very helpful. Another thing to consider to get a damaged one off your bench, or potentially get that Squawkabilly off your bench that you don't want there, is having Collapsed Stadium. So we're often just filling up our bench. Like, you want 2 Arcanines, you ideally want 2 to 3 Sandy Shocks and an Ursaluna. That's 6 guys, so you really don't want that Squawkabilly just sat there doing nothing. Fill your bench up, use Collapse Stadium, get the Squawkabilly off, and then bump it yourself with like a Acuity, or even use Lost Vacuum to remove it. Also solid tech card just to be able to remove with pesky tools into your opponent. The rest of the deck, though, I feel like it's pretty straightforward stuff. You've got Earthen Vessel obviously helping you find your energy so you can combo Ursaluna into it. You want 2 energy in play, or in your hand when you have Ursaluna in there, so Earthen Vessel is a great way to guarantee that you do have those pieces. Ultra Ball to also get energy in the discard pile to trigger Sandy Shocks and get you into your Ursaluna. Nest Ball, getting you into your Greninjas, your Squawkabillys, your Arcanines, your Sandy Shocks. Ursaluna, don't get with that, you're wasting the card if you do it. And then Heavy Ball, getting us any Pokemon that might be in the prizes. I hope you enjoy the deck list. If you want to give it a go for yourself, it will be in the description of the video. Also, bit of a disclaimer on this one, it's a really fun deck. It can keep up with the meta, but it's also a little bit high rolly. So I'd recommend bringing this to a casual league, bringing it to challenges, playing it on PTCGL. Regionals or a cup might not be the call, but if you really like it and you're feeling confident in it, absolutely take it there. This isn't a perfect 60. This is just kind of a pet deck of mine. I'm always going to be tweaking it. If you have any feedback for the list, or just don't really understand why some cards are in here and you want something else in there, make the changes. It's not like it's a set in stone thing. Make it your own. I hope you enjoy the deck list though. If you haven't already, make sure to boop that button to subscribe. Now let's hop into some gameplay and see how we go with this. See, now that is a hand we can work with. Throw that down. Because it's like Vessel away this, get into 2 more energy. I can Ultra Ball for a Bloodmoon Ursaluna, get 2 energy onto the board. Soda back an energy onto a Sandy Shocks off of a Nest Ball. Or it might even just be that, right? Like Earthen Vessel, sack this, get into 2 fighting energy. Ultra Ball away 1 of those fighting energy and something else, get into a Sandy Shocks, Nest Ball for another Sandy Shocks, Soda those 2 back out. Oh, that's nice. That's what we like to see. Or do I just go all in and go Squawkabilly right now? I might just go all in and go Squawkabilly too. Sergio is being very funny right now though. Every click it's like delayed. Okay, let's go Nest Ball. Squawk in here. Squawk is in here. So yeah, we'll get Squawk. 1 of the Ursalunas is in there. Ultra Ball, get rid of that, get rid of that. I guess we could have hung on to 1 just to attach and guarantee an energy. But this way we've got it in the discard pile. Which means Sandy Shocks can get it off Soda. I didn't sequence that right, because we wanted a Sandy Shocks off that other Ultra Ball. That's okay. That's okay. And having this too, I can get Squawk off, potentially. Just gonna attach there, we'll hold off for right now. Because like I don't want to Earthen Vessel and then get hit with an Iono or something like that, yeah. Dude Meister, welcome to the Goomba gang. Okay, getting a Pal Pad, it's nice. We can get Research back, we can get Soda back. That's okay. I was like, that's gonna be problematic. If he puts that in the active, it shuts off our ability. We wouldn't be able to pull energy onto ourselves, but he didn't, so we're good. So Arcanine lets us move as many energy from our other Pokemon onto it as we'd like, specifically fighting energy. And then he scales up damage based on the amount of fighting energy. So he's doing 180, pretty good number. We're gonna hit a Ralts. I think that's the right call. Let's check a Bravery Charm on here, make ourselves a little bit bigger. I don't really see the need to bench that yet, and I don't really see the need to play any of these cards just yet. I guess we could research, but like hanging onto a boss so we can boss kill that other Ralts next turn seems fine to me. And hanging onto the Pal Pad so we can get boss Soda back seems good. It's like they didn't really do any plays last turn. Yeah, I don't know if they got into these 3 cards. I think we're kind of just banking on they've got a dead hand right now. Okay, so it'll be Arven for Evo TM. Oh, Bravery. It's different. Okay. Well, I can just penny up the Ursaluna. Pop this back in the active, knock that out. Right? Yeah. We'll do that. Poor Gardevoir. They're having a very slow start. I know, why is BTC Shell going slow for anyone else? Like, it just seems like it's taking ages to load. Like, I clicked the thing, there we go. What deck is this? Dude, it is a Hisuian Arcanine V list running the new Bloodmoon Ursaluna from Shrouded Fables. So it's kind of like a throwback to a deck I did 2 years ago when Galarian Zapdos and Hisuian Arcanine were in rotation together, because Zapdos, you'd put it onto your bench, you could pull 2 fighting energy from your hand onto it when you played it, and then Arcanine just lets you pull energy off your other guys onto it, so it scales up damage in that way. It's a basic Pokemon, so it's pretty quick to set up. Having Penny, Bravery Charm, you can make him pretty bulky, you can scoop him up after he's eaten a hit and just kind of keep looping it. So it's like got a lot of burst potential. Compared to other things like Raging Bolts, they have a lot more burst potential. But the idea here is that, like, theoretically, we're able to knock them out before, well, they get it online. It's just kind of like a tap, 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 tap situation. Is it going to be super meta? Probably not. Is it going to be fun? Yeah. And, like, it should be able to go toe-to-toe with top-tier decks. Okay, well, I'm just going to knock that out. There's 2 fighting energy in there. We have Ursaluna, so it's like we retrieval, we get these 2 back. We throw Ursaluna down, we get them onto the bench, so I don't need to be worrying about getting Sandy Shocks on the board. I still have the attachment for turn. It's all coming together, guys. It is all coming together. And then I might Pal Pad the Penny Soda back in. Let's do that. Penny seems good. Soda seems good. Good things are good. I was gonna say, do we do that shuffle, but we just Pal Padded to shuffle? Because we did get hit with an Iono at one point. It's like, it's always good to, you know, mix things up a little bit. I think we just snowballed this one. They have unfortunately not gone online. We have. The only concern we would have is if they get a Mimikyu out, but if they get Mimikyu out, we just attack with Bloodmoon Ursaluna. So it'd be like Mimikyu with Bravery Charm. Ursaluna can take them out. They can't take out Ursaluna, and to take out Ursaluna, they'd have to go into a different attacker, and as soon as they do that, then we go back into Arcanine and take out the other attacker, and it's, yeah, I think we're in a good spot. All right. Evo TM coming out. So I'm gonna guess they go Evo TM. They get that Kirlia into a Gardevoir. They get the Ralts into a Kirlia. Lets them keep a draw engine online while also getting energy out. They put us into a Forest Seal Stone. Arcanine being a V Pokemon, we can chuck Forest Seal Stone on there, and it's like, hey, we have a V-Star power now. Sombra, how you going, buddy? Why didn't they just Nest Ball for a Manaphy? I feel like people just out of habit go Manaphy. You don't need it for every matchup. What am I going to bring out that's going to go, oh yeah, I'm going to hit your bench? Ting Lu? They think I'm running Ting Lu? Really wish we got to keep that hand though. Because like how much should we do? If we pull all this energy up, that's what, 8? 8 times 3, 240 plus 90 is 330? Are they fighting resistant? Is Guardy fighting resistant or not? Did they just Evo TM and whiff the Guardy? Or is Guardy in hand? That must mean Guardy's in hand. Guardy's gotta be in hand. Oh, hey, it's a bear. Because, like, boss kill that? I think we boss kill. Let's do it. I don't need them having the option of draw power. Yeah. It's like draw power or energy. It's like, no, no, no. You make that decision. You don't get both. Curly is gone. Hey, JC, how you going, buddy? Technically, Ursaluna hits the bench? No. Like, he hits the bench when I put him on the bench. Bench. He doesn't hit the opponent's bench. He does 100 flat damage and then scales up based on the amount of damage counters on them. So, plus 30 more for every damage counter. So if like Arcanine half hits into like a large target, if we're not able to finish it off, Ursaluna can come out and finish them. Or if for some reason we're hitting them with Ursaluna, it's like, oh, I can tap you with Ursaluna. Oh, he's still alive. Oh, I can swing really aggressively at you with Ursaluna. He's a friendly bear. Like, he gives you a love tap at first, like just a bit of claw for 100 damage. And then he'll maul you. It just goes to town. Very nice. Is he though? All right, so their Gardevoir is online. Their bench is maxed out now. So if I can take out that Gardevoir, they have no energy acceleration, and also the game just ends because it's a 2-prize Pokemon and I need 2 prizes. How many energy are in their discard? 6? So you could get up to sniping for 120. It's not even taking out the Squawkabilly yet. And Arven for failure? Oh, Guardy, you're not having a good time. This stamp though, this, you know, now I'm not having a good time. I can respect that. I'm gonna bump your stadium though. I'm gonna take things out. You cannot replace them. JC, what's the Arcanine do? So Arcanine has an ability that lets him pull as many basic fighting energy from your other Pokemon as you'd like to. Oh, not even basic, just fighting energy. So you can just move fighting energy onto him. Special energy too, so like Luminous or Legacy energy would count. And then his attack does a flat 90 damage and 30 more 30 more or 20 more? 30 more. 30 more damage for each fighting energy on him. So he's just like a big scary dog that scales up very quickly. And because they've taken 2 prizes, we could put Sandy Shocks down and get energy back from the discard, but there's none in there, so we can't actually. If there was some though, we could. There isn't, so we can't, but like, it'd be neat if there was, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, so we take them out. We've got another Arcanine on the bench ready to go. Having the Ursaluna on the bench, we can pull the energy off of it, putting it onto the Arcanine. I just don't want to do that yet, so it's not like there's a defined target. Can I accelerate energy in this deck? Oh, buddy, of course I can. So Ursaluna, yeah, we'll switch camera. Ursaluna, when you put him from your hand onto the bench, if you have fighting energy in your hand, you can attach 2 fighting energy to him. So it's like bench this, put 2 onto it, attach for turn to the Arcanine. I have Professor Sada in here as well that lets you choose 2 ancient Pokemon, attach a energy from your discard pile to each of them and draw 3. We have Sandy Shocks, which is an ancient Pokemon. And Sandy Shocks has an ability that if our opponent has taken 2 prizes, like if they have 4 or fewer prizes, each turn I can just get an energy from the discard pile and attach it to him. It is pretty good. There's energy acceleration. Right, Iono is a lie? Yeah, Iono for 1 down to a research? Thanks. All right, they're going for the Guardi attack? They know they don't hit me for weakness, right? You're 10 damage shy. Bud, what are you doing? Oh. And Acuity was in play. You're 30 damage shy. Okay, we got to do the biggest number possible. I don't make the rules. I just come up with them. Yeah, we're just going to pull every single energy onto it. Not sure why they went with Guardi and not the Drifloon. Like, at least try and get a knockout. It would get up to, oh, I guess it only gets up to 180. So where they stood, they were like, oh, Guardi hits a bigger number. And it technically does, but Arcanine hits a bigger number than Guardi. Good game. Because I had return KO. I had return KO regardless. All right, finding a Sada. Probably should have gone second. Seeing something that hits us for weakness. Concerning. Yeah, get this. I think we just throw it down the Ursaluna. We'll attach an energy on here. And pass. So I think the game plan next turn is just going to be attach for turn here. Oh, we have 1 energy in here though. Never mind. We're going to Sada, draw 3, hard retreat, go into this, attach for turn, KO this thing. That's the plan. I could technically attack with Sandy Shocks, but then we're leaving a 2-prizer in the active. And they hit us for weakness, and that's concerning. But after we take out this Capsicid, it's what's a threat? Meowscarada? Meowscarada does 100. Gets online with DTE. We should be okay. JC, you want it to work? Yeah, we can take a look at it. But yeah, like what I'm saying is the deck list overall looks fine to me. I don't really know what work you'd need done to it. It's just an awkward spot for Lost Box decks at the moment. Got 1 energy in the discard pile, so we're going to go Earthen Vessel, sack another one so Sada can get 2 of those into play. They've got a Stadium, making it so our attack costs are 1 more now. Have enough energy to attack with him even, do I? His retreat cost is 2. We get 1 more out. We're just paying for it. Like, I could put him in the active just because then it skews the prize trade a bit. What damage does he even do? I guess is the main question. Can anyone look that up? I guess I could look that up. What's his name? Scovillian? $140 damage. Okay, so 280. So even with a Bravery Charm, he'd still get a KO. I think we do just retreat. We go into the Ursaluna. Which I guess we could have put the Squawkabilly in play or retreated into him. Like, I want to keep the Ursaluna, but no, I think this is still the play. It'd be a different story if we could actually use Motivate and get more energy out. Oh, do they? Maybe they don't have the evolution yet? Now they do. Well, at least it wasn't my Sada. Do this. How many are in the discard now? 4? Okay, so yeah, we'll get rid of Squawkabilly. We don't need to go too aggressive getting rid of energy. We can bypass that. Like, we'll have enough energy out now. I can go Ultra Ball, get into another... What's his name? Ursaluna. Do we get rid of Boss? Or do we get rid of Bravery Charm? Because, like, Bravery Charm, theoretically, we can tank hits, right? We'd get up to 280, and if we have Lake Acuity, 300. So we'd be able to survive that. But I think we keep this. Feels very risky. Feels risky, feels borderline wrong, but... Okay, so we're at 150, 180, it's 210, 240, 270. Yeah, we don't use it yet. The experience share too. Okay, so an attachment for turn, and that one can start beating us up next turn. We do have another energy in hand, so we can attach that, research. Like, Sada to get more energy out wouldn't be a bad shout here. But at the same time, we need another Arcanine. Like, if this gets taken out, we wouldn't be using Sada. We need to get into another attacker. JC, you want it to work, you feel like it needs more consistency. Okay, well, we can take a look at it. Not like Lost Box, when they try and incorporate stage 2 decks, it's gonna get funny. Maybe I shouldn't have got rid of that boss. Charge these up. It's just 200. They had what, 260? Like, is there a world where this with Grant takes a knockout? Probably not. This is likely the bigger threat. Now we can go for the Sada, right? Getting more energy in place. We can get another Arcanine out. But at the same time, I like the idea of getting into Lake Acuity. I think we just send it. That's not bad either, though. We got another Arcanine. When he gets knocked out, these pull energy from the discard. We charge him up. Boss Sada? Or just Sada? Might just be Sada. Likely get rid of Sam, yeah. Okay. And now I don't need the ridiculously overcommitted energy. So I'll move 2 of these back onto him. So we don't lose everything if he gets knocked out. That charges it up. But at the very least, we've stopped them from splitting it, right? Like, it's not like they could pull one onto this one and then have them both be attachment away from being able to attack. Okay. Pretty good sequencing. Lets them see an extra card to ideally get into the Scovillian. Bug catching set. Only getting 1 energy. It lets you grab 2 cards. So that means they didn't find a Scovillian and they didn't get multiple energy. So we don't really need to be too concerned about Meowscarada pings, because it's likely going to be used as an attachment for turn here. Right? Like, they don't need to be worrying about setting up numbers. They hit us for weakness. Yeah. But I'm getting the vibe that they did not find the evolution. Oh, they are going for a ping. Okay. The Iona. Fair. That is fair. All right, well, I take it they didn't find Scovillian. So they don't find Scovillian, we would have taken a knockout, and then it just starts to snowball, right? We would go down to 2 prizes. I just need to deal with one more Scovillian EX, and we're in a good spot.